So this is our last section of chapter 11. There will be 2 videos on compositions. What's a composition? It's when you put together more than one transformation, okay? So you already have all of your rules. If you haven't yet, I would put all of your rules on one piece of paper so that it's easier than flipping through everything. Remember, there were rules for translations, there were rules for reflections, lots and lots of rules for reflections, 3 videos worth, and then rules from rotations, which is really just 3 rules for rotations. So compositions is putting it together, 2 or more transformations, okay, all being done on the same image. So we're going to start here and we're going to go here and have a translation, and then we're going to have a reflection, right? So this is our final image. So our pre-image becomes this, and this is kind of the transition stage right there, okay? So write this down, pause, write it down, and then move on. So first, let's just talk about what's happening, okay? Notice that we have this triangle here whose letters are A, B, and C without any apostrophes, so no primes going on, okay? Then notice this one is a prime with 1 apostrophe, and this one is a prime with 2 apostrophes, okay? So that means that we went from here to here and then to here, okay? So 1 prime and then 2 primes, so that goes in order, 1 and then 2. And let me get rid of all my scribbles. So we need to think about what happened and then what happened, okay? So how did we get from here to here? Well, it looks to me like we reflected. This is a mirror image of this. So the first we reflected, and then what did we reflect across? That's across the x-axis. Okay, because that's the line of symmetry. That's where it flipped. Whoops. Nope, not that. Hang on, wrong button. Okay, and then how do we get from here to here? Well, it hasn't changed its position. We've still got A and B kind of at the top, right? So it looks like it just shifted from there to there. So we had a translation, right? And this is where we need to kind of get technical. Okay, I'm going to erase my arrows. We went up to get there, right? And over to get there. So we went X plus, how many did we go over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And Y, we went up 2. So Y plus 2. Okay? So that's writing out the rule, which in this on these problems you don't really have to. I just want to know it reflected across the x-axis, and then you can say translate it, and you can just say how. It went up 6 and over 2. Okay? You don't have to do the rule. You can just say up 6 and over, or to the right 2. Okay? That's fine with me. So here's where we get complicated, is not the right word, but where it gets our problems get a little bit longer, which is why you don't have very many of them, okay? So first we need to graph the pre-image. Well, that's this right here, okay, which is the same thing that's in here, okay? It says to graph it, it gives you a graph, so you need to graph. So 2 is A. Make sure you label your points. 6, -1 is B, and then 6, +3 is C. So we have a triangle right there. Yay. Okay, and then we need to reflect across the y-axis. So you need to go back to your notes and find the rule for reflecting across the y-axis. So our rule for that, which you need to make sure that you write it out, is x, y becomes, I'm looking at my cheat sheet here, -x, y. So you're taking these points and using that rule. So for 2, So in these, they stay the same, right? But our x needs to change the sign. So 2 becomes -2, and then the y doesn't change. 6 becomes -6, and the y doesn't change, so -1. 6 doesn't, 6 we need to make negative, right? So -6, and the y doesn't change, so +3. So that's the second, or the first transformation of our composition. And then our second one is our translation, which is, so we're going to take these points and apply that translation rule. Okay, so -2 plus 3. -2 plus 3 is 1. +2 minus 5 is -3. -6 plus 3 is -3. -1 minus 5 is -6. -6 plus 3 is -3. 3 minus 5 is -2. Now you'll notice I didn't graph these. I'm trying to save time to make this video not as long, but you will need to graph, okay? And if you have questions on that in class, please ask. So that is it for transformation, for compositions for this video. There's going to be one more video which kind of shows how to do what the other assignment for compositions looks like. So one assignment looks like this and like this, and then the other assignment's going to look like the next video. So ask questions when you have them.